Today we got Wolverine taking on the Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe, Miles Morales. Who's coming out on top? Let's find out. A long-lived mutant with the rage of a beast and the soul of a samurai, James Logan Hallett's past is filled with blood, war, and betrayal. Possessing accelerated healing factor, enhanced senses, and bone claws in his hands that, along with his skeleton, are coated in adamantium, Wolverine is the ultimate weapon. Logan possesses superhuman strength, will swing tree trunks around like baseball bats, held in an elevator with just one hand, even punched into solid steel before. He's also incredibly agile, possesses enhanced reflexes and speed, able to dodge point-blank bullets, machine gun fire, and even attack faster than the human eye can follow. He's got incredible senses, many times better than a normal human, can even surpass most animals. He can see in complete darkness, hear over incredible distances, taste pheromones in the air, fight blindfolded by just using hearing, and is the best tracker in the Marvel Universe. He's also incredibly durable, thanks in large part to his adamantium skeleton and healing factor, which stood punches from Hulk, Thor, Thing, and Wonder Man. Let's just talk about Logan's healing factor for a second here. This mutant ability allows him to heal from virtually any injury at an incredibly fast rate. And I do mean any injury. He's regrown missing limbs, organs, and has even regrown from just a skeleton before. But not only that, his healing factor also prevents nerve strikes from working effectively, because healing bypasses the effect virtually instantaneously. Wolverine possesses 3-foot-long claws on each hand, which are coated in adamantium, and can slice right through anything, even harming Hulk, Thor, and Thanos. Logan's been trained in a variety of different martial arts, mastering 18 different forms of Kung Fu alone, one of the greatest fighters in the Marvel Universe. He's taken down Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, and Deadpool, and even helped to train Black Widow and Kitty Pryde. On top of that, Logan has been gifted with an incredible strategic and tactical mind when compared to a highly advanced computer. So, let's look at one corner, the ultimate living weapon, Wolverine. But, entering the ring, in the corner, the ultimate Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Originally created in the Ultimate Universe, this version of Spider-Man is a 16-year-old kid named Miles Morales from Brooklyn who takes on the Spider-Man identity after Peter Parker's death. Miles discovers spider powers of his own after he was bitten by a spider 11 months before Peter's death, using these powers to be the best superhero he can be. Currently, Miles lives in the main Marvel Universe, member of the Champions. He's superhumanly strong, and lifted and pressed several tons with really no problem. Miles has tossed police cars, lifted trucks, also able to draw blood and injure superpowered opponents with just one punch. However, Spider-Man usually has to pull his punches and kicks, otherwise his blows would be fatal to a normal human. Miles' body is also physically tougher and more durable than the average person, despite taking point-blank explosions, being blasted through skyscrapers, and has taken Peter to attack someone like the Rhino. Then, just like all Spider-Men, also superhumanly agile, has reflexes 20 times greater than a human, able to easily perform extremely complicated acrobatic moves. He's able to easily jump around and weave through automatic gunfire, actually dodge attacks from Peter Parker before. He can cling to any surface using just his fingertips and toes. Also has mechanical web shooters that were designed by Tony Stark. Actually so powerful, it'll web up and restrain Miss Marvel even while she's a giant. The Miles also got a spider sense that alerts him when danger is nearby, a lot like how Peter's spider sense functions. However, his spider sense actually seems to be greater than Peter's, as one night Miles dreamed he was being attacked by Electro, when in actuality, Electro was attacking Peter Parker miles away. Then Miles has actually got some abilities that Peter doesn't have. He's able to manipulate his bioelectric field and can temporarily paralyze his enemies by simply touching them with his hands. This attack has actually even knocked out giants before. He's able to completely camouflage himself, including his clothes, to blend into his surroundings and sneak up on enemies. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Spider-Man vs. Wolverine is a classic fight in the Marvel Universe, arguably up there with Captain America vs. Iron Man or Hulk vs. Thor. And it's a fight that we've seen play out multiple times on the page. But today we're mixing it up a little bit and throwing Wolverine up against the Spider-Man from Earth 1610, Miles Morales. And who's coming out on top here? That's what we're going to find out. Now, first things first, like always, physicality. Which one is stronger and more powerful? Well, that's obviously got to be Miles. He's got a healthy edge over Wolverine in the strength department. But don't discount Logan completely. He's vastly stronger than the average man. He overpowers several men that dogpile him and send them flying backwards. He's crumpled up metal doors, caught and held onto an elevator before, repeatedly thrown opponents hard enough to bend or break metal bars. He managed to throw Colossus and Dragon Man, who weighs several tons, and snap thick chains out of the hardest steel that money can buy. And when Wolverine was hit dead on by a speeding truck, well, he didn't budge and brought that truck to a dead halt. Probably most importantly for this fight, Wolverine sent Spider-Man absolutely flying away, wrecking a door upon impact, all just a mere backhand. But like we said, Miles has the clear advantage here. He's one-shot Hobgoblin, Ultimate Scorpion, and Ultimate Doctor Doom. He's lifted up and thrown multi-ton trucks, punched opponents so hard they destroyed cars and trucks upon impact. And probably most impressively, he's taken down a giant woman with just a few blows. Remember, giant woman is strong enough to catch helicarriers. However, flip the script. While Spider-Man is stronger, Wolverine is a whole lot more durable. A whole lot more durable. However, once again, just like with Logan and strength, don't discount Miles when it comes to durability. I mean, the guy is a Spider-Man after all. He's taking attacks from Rhino, wasn't even knocked out, even though Rhino sent him flying 100, 200 feet away. Taking attacks from Spider-Man, Venom, Morlun, Hammerhead, and wasn't even really phased by an elbow from Old Man Logan, who's roughly on par with Wolverine. Miles' take attacks from Vision, side point-blank explosions, he withstood the blast of multiple heat-seeking missiles. But, as impressive as all that is, Wolverine is definitely still a whole lot more durable. Logan's just got a massive edge with his adamantium bones and his healing factor. He really does. He's able to take punches from the best of the best in the Marvel Universe, including people like Thing, Thor, and Hulk, and is generally able to withstand pressure points and nerve strikes as well, because his healing factor is able to override the nerve strike before it actually takes effect. He's able to easily take all sorts of gunfire. He's able to fight through all sorts of knives and sword attacks. He actually proceeded to beat his enemy, yet having his heart ripped out, and another time, he had his heart burst in his chest. He was back on his feet in a few moments later. He's had a nuclear explosion on more than one occasion. He's taken a gun, able to disintegrate people. At one time, fought against the X-Men who were hypnotized to attack him. Yet Logan took all their attacks, actually able to keep on fighting through the night until the morning. He's even been kicked halfway around the world, United States, all the way to Georgia, the Georgia next to Russia, and got right back up, actually more pissed off than injured. Then in regards to this fight, well, Wolverine has called Venom's strongest punches pathetic, and taking a full-on speed blitz assault from Spider-Man didn't pass out. And I know, he was briefly knocked out by superior Spider-Man, but really, that's actually more out of character for Logan than taking attacks on people like World War Hulk, Wonder Man, or Scar, which is honestly just kinda hilarious, but definitely shows how durable Wolverine is. Then, finally, we got speed. This is kinda a crucial part of the fight. since Miles operates primarily on speed and agility, while Wolverine is surprisingly fast. He's able to easily evade gunfire when he wants to. He'll move as a blur and strike faster than his opponents can register, and when a speedster attacked Alpha Flight, Logan was the only one fast enough to see him and fight against him. Able to keep pace with Spider-Man. He's able to dodge attacks from Venom, has tagged speedsters like Speed Demon, and is fast enough to dodge automatic gunfire even while running straight towards the shooter. Spider-Man has also consistently commented on Wolverine's speed, saying that Wolverine moved so fast he could barely notice what happened. Wondered if Logan was actually faster than him, and then the Scarlet Spider comes on how fast he is too, that he moves like a ninja, that he can't even be touched. Only problem is, Wolverine doesn't really rely on his speed too much or dodge attacks, relies more on his durability and healing factor in order to hold him out. Sometimes he takes attacks not just because he doesn't need to avoid them, but because he doesn't want to avoid them, using those hits to pump himself up, really get into the fighting mode. On the other hand, Spider-Man is able to dodge countless bullets, coming at him from all directions all at once. And he's casually able to do this throughout his entire career. Also dodged bullets from some of the greatest marksmen in Marvel, like Winter Soldier, and has dodged Peter's webs at point-blank range, which are just as fast, if not arguably faster than bullets. Then, pertinent to this fight, he's easily danced around Old Man Logan and casually been able to web him up. Also, Spider-Man's spider sense, which, combined with his speed and agility, make Miles almost impossible to hit. It's warned him about shooters, attacks coming from behind, incoming missiles. It lets him predict energy blast or predict that he's about to be shot. So, end of the day, I'd have to say that Miles is physically superior here because he is a part of the Spider family. It's not by a massive margin, and is definitely not as big as a margin as Logan, the original Spider-Man. And Miles is physically more powerful. Well, Wolverine is definitely the better, more skilled fighter. I mean, he's renowned across the world, even across the universe, for being an extremely deadly and experienced fighter. He's extensively trained in most all forms of martial arts. He's even highly skilled at pressure points and nerve strikes. He's battled against people like Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, Black Panther, Daredevil, and Captain America. And when Forge analyzed his brain during combat, he said that Logan was operating at such a high level that it was like an Olympic gymnast performing a gold medal routine while simultaneously defeating 4 chess computers in his head. Then Wolverine can also tap into his berserker rage, which is a hyperviolent state which he can enter when experiencing intense anger or pain. In this state, he's able to push past his normal physical limits. He's able to compress days of non-stop combat down to just a few minutes, and Forge has said that he's still able to maintain his highly sophisticated combat skills to be able to form complex strategies, just in less time. On the other hand, unfortunately, Spider-Man really doesn't have any fighting skill to talk about. At least no fighting skill that could remotely be on par with Wolverine. But with all that being said, here's what this fight can really arguably come down to. Spider-Man's web shooters and Venom Sting versus Wolverine's adamantium claws and his willingness to use them. Miles' Venom Sting is kinda an instant knockout. One-hit victory. It's knocked out Spider-Man on multiple occasions, knocked out Rhino, Venom, even Blackheart and Fin Fang Foom. Then of his webbing, was able to manage to restrain Miss Marvel, Morbius, and Old Man Logan. The webbing is strong enough to restrain and stop cars. But Wolverine really has some effective counters for this. He's going to cut Kane's webbing out of the air. Old Man Logan pretty much instantly got out of Miles' webbing. Wolverine is better than Old Man Logan. And Wolverine is super familiar with Spider-Man's webbing on top of that. So don't think Miles' webbing will be enough here. Don't know if it's Venom Touch. Wolverine's been hit with Thor and Storm's lightning, and his healing factor will allow him to just instantly bypass the effects and keep on going. Spider-Man can also be super inconsistent with how he uses his Venom touch. Sometimes he'll use it, but sometimes he won't. He's kinda all over the place with it. And there's Wolverine's claws. Because as durable as Spider-Man is, he's really not that great against piercing attacks. And so Logan's claws will just slide right through him like hot butter. And honestly, you just need one or two well-placed stabs to instantly swing the fight in his favor. Question is, will Wolverine be willing to use his claws like this against Miles? Or is he going to be pulling punches in this fight? Well, I'm going to argue that he's not really going to hold back. Maybe not kill the kid, but Logan will have no problem hospitalizing him. For starters, Wolverine doesn't know Miles, so he won't be holding back because of that. On top of that, Wolverine has seriously injured Captain America in a fight, who is someone that Logan deeply respects. He's gone claws out against both Cable and Cyclops. Again, both people he deeply respects. He instantly tried to kill a young Cyclops from the past, so no problem killing kids. He even stabbed Spiderman during a training exercise, who respects more than almost anyone else. So yeah, while Logan might not decapitate or dismember, Wolverine is going to have no problem going claws out and going all out against Miles. With all that being said, end of the day, who wins? Well, I think I'm going to have to go with Wolverine. He's very nearly Spider-Man's physical equal, is vastly more durable, meaning that Miles can't put him down just blunt force attacks. It really limits him just web shooters and his Venom touch. I've already been over how Wolverine can get past that. On top of all this, Wolverine has a lot more fighting experience against spiders than Miles does fighting against Wolverine. Logan also has claws, which can instantly and drastically turn the tide in his favor. Miles is good, but he's young, he's inexperienced. Considering how well Logan has done against the original Spider-Man, Wolverine is just way too much here. Wolverine wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, turn notifications from the DanCo army, and I will see y'all next time.